All right, 20 minutes to 10, and in our last hour, we laid out the big picture of President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, as it's known. All right, 20 minutes to 10, and in our last hour, we laid out the big picture of President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, as it's known. Now we're diving into some of the specific questions people keep asking, from taxes on tips to confusion over these new Trump accounts. Back with us is Dan Bennett, CFP and founder of Lakewater Advisory, to clear up some of the biggest questions. So, Dan, welcome back. Let's start with this big one here. Does the bill really eliminate taxes on tips and on overtime pay? What's the reality with this?
Short answer, no.
Okay.
You know, it's sort of typical Washington marketing language here. So in a sense, what this is, on the tip side, is a tax deduction up to $25,000.
Okay.
So you'll actually have to pay taxes on your tipped income as long as it's reported.
I should stop here and this is for tipped workers, servers,
Yes.
people in restaurants, people who earn tips.
Exactly. So up to $25,000, you will have to pay taxes on the tipped income throughout the year, and then you get a deduction up to $25,000 when you go to file your taxes. So this is what's called an above-the-line deduction, meaning you don't have to itemize.
Okay.
So for those taxpayers, those 90% of taxpayers that take the standard deduction, and you work off of tipped income, you know, you'd qualify for this deduction under a certain income phase-out limit as well.
Okay, so it's a tweak, but it's not completely no taxes on tips.
That's right, exactly.
Another common question is Social Security. Is Social Security no longer taxed under this big, beautiful bill? What does the bill actually change there?
So the Trump administration was really pushing for, you know, no tax on Social Security, and there's still some language around, hey, we're not taxing on Social Security. Not necessarily the case. So what they're doing is some back-end math here, and how this works. You know, we talked in the previous segment about the new standard deduction. So let me give you an example. If you're married filed jointly, the new standard deduction is $31,500.
Okay.
You then, if you're 65 or older, you now qualify for a senior bonus deduction up to $6,000 per individual. So
Okay.
if you're married filed jointly, $12,000. So you get the $31,500 plus the existing $3,200 deduction.
Okay.
65 or older, plus the additional $6,000 senior bonus deduction for those 65 at the end of this year, up to $47,000. So what they're saying is, if you're living off of just Social Security, and
which is a lot of people in Florida,
which is a lot of people, and your Social Security income is less than $48,000, you will likely not have to pay taxes on that. But if you're living off of Social Security and, say, income distributions out of your IRAs and some side hustles, then a portion of your Social Security will likely be taxable.
With just a few seconds left, for somebody just trying to make sense of all this, what's kind of your best advice on before making any big financial decisions right now?
Well, I think number one, checking, talking with your tax professional, seeing how this impacts you and your family specifically. Like I said in the previous segment, there aren't a significant amount of changes from the tax rates now, but it's never a bad idea to reevaluate your tax situation and see how it will impact you moving forward.
Great insights, Dan. I know the changes are kind of complex, but talking through them really does help cut through a lot of the confusion. So, folks, you can find information on Dan's website. That's lakewateradvisory.com.